Hey, what's up guys? Monfuju here. Today I'm going to be talking about how to get better at Rocket League. I know there's a lot of new players out there, and I want to just help you guys out because I know a lot of you are struggling to get through the ranks. You don't know how to progress in the game. So I'm here to give you a few tips and tricks on how to get better and improve your overall experience in Rocket League. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so the first tip I'm going to give you guys is you need to have good camera settings. So I have camera shake off because it makes the game feel clunky, so you don't really want that on. So if you're a new player and you don't have that off, I would recommend turning it off. Field of view. If you want to pause the video right now to look at my camera settings, if you want to copy them, you can go ahead and do that. These camera settings are good for aerials and dribbles, which is two very important parts of the game. I can go into an in-depth tutorial on camera settings. If you leave a comment down below, I can make a video of a more in-depth, in-depth video on camera settings and settings in general. Bindings are also a very big they're a very big part of playing this game. Obviously, in order to aerial, you need let me restart. The boost, the default keybinds are very different than the keybinds I have. As you can see, I have boost on LB and power slide on RB, which the original default keybinds are boost on B, power slide on X. So the reason why I have that is because I can drift and drive while playing half claw, which means I have my middle finger on the trigger and my pointer finger on right bumper. So I can click them like interchangeably. I also do that on the other side, but since I don't really need to brake, I don't have both fingers. I only have my index finger controlling left trigger and right bumper. So that'll help a lot with drifting and boosting at the same time. As you can see, I can drift and boost very easily and do all sorts of things without having any trouble. Another thing is I have aerial, regular aerial. You want binded probably to the power slide button as well, so you can do swirls and stuff. I don't know if you'll be that high advanced to do that level of stuff or level of aerials, so you might want to have that in case you're like, what I usually use it for is if there's a ball, if I'm going for a ball and I can't really hit it, I will twirl that way or twirl this way or do whatever, and I will hit the ball then. You also want to have a directional aerial bind. I personally use aerial left, and I bound it to X. So if I'm in the air and there's a ball to my left, I can swirl over, turn left, and easily hit that ball. Same with the ball on the right. If there's a ball in the air, I can turn right, easily hit the ball. So that's basic key bindings. You want to have something bounded. You want to have those bounded easily. You don't really need a rear view. If you want it, you can. It's not really necessary. I personally don't have it, and I have so here's my whole keybinds. I'll go over. Drive forwards, drive backwards, jump, boost, power slide, aerial, focus on ball, rear view is unbounded, aerial right is unbounded, aerial left, skip replay, scoreboard, and all this other stuff, which I guess you don't really need to change. And that's really it for settings wise. Yeah, that's really it for settings. So let's get into the Alright, the next tip is you need to learn some basic mechanics before you start, I guess, advancing. Because if you don't know some certain mechanics, you won't be able to advance because you won't know them, and the other people that you're going against will know them, and they will outbeat you because they know those mechanics. So I wouldn't recommend hopping in. I know watching all the pro players makes you want to like get into the game and I guess go for those crazy shots that you see all the pros doing, but that's not gonna work if you don't know the basics, because those basics are the groundwork for those very mechanical shots. So I guess the first one, I know a lot of people know them, or there's the half flip. the half flip is very important. I'll show you why. So let me take this ball up the wall. Let me hit it like there. Say I'm going towards the ball and like it's too close to me and I need to back up. I can half flip away to get more space between me and the ball, and I can go back and hit it. So that is why a half flip is very important. You need to know it at around gold or platinum, maybe a little lower, because I know not a lot of new players are learning the mechanic. So you might need to know at like silver or gold. But yeah, you need to know how to half flip. You also need to know the next mechanical. Oh yeah, if you want me to make a tutorial on half flipping, please leave a comment. I will happily make a tutorial on that just for you. I know a lot of people are struggling, they don't know how, but there are a lot of, if you find a video on YouTube that you don't like and it doesn't help you at all, just let me know in the comments. I can make one to suit your ability. And the next tip, on to the next tip. So the next tip is you need to learn how to aerial. Aerialing is probably the biggest mechanic you need to know. Just because of the fact that the ball gets launched into the air so many times, and if the enemy knows how to aerial before you do and they counter the ball, they can easily score. So you need to know how to aerial. You need to know how to get to the ball as fast as possible. Fast aerial, regular aerial, double jump aerial, you need to know all those. There are lots of training packs. I can recommend some in the comments, in the description, not in the comments. And I can give different training packs for different aerials. Like I can give a double jump aerial where there's a situation you need to know how to double jump. Single jump aerials, off the wall aerials, all that good stuff. The next mechanic that you need to learn is dribbling. Dribbling is a very interesting part of Rocket League. You need to know, it's a very difficult mechanic. Let's start with that. You need to know when to boost, when to drive, when to brake. Like right here, I know I have to boost to get that back on top of my car. If it slips too far forward, I need to boost in front of it to get back under it. If it goes too far back, I need to put the brakes on or stop gassing so it goes back on my car. I can also make a tutorial on that. I'm just giving tips out. There are many different YouTube videos out there about dribbling and aerialing and half flipping. You could probably find so many out there. I'm just giving tips so you know what to learn instead of learning these high level mechanics like air dribbles and ceiling shots. You should not be learning that before you learn these. Because it'll just mess you up because you don't know the basics of aerialing. How are you supposed to air dribble if you don't know how to aerial? Like, you need to know basic car control, ball control, all that good stuff before you go into the more advanced shots. If you learn these things, those advanced shots will come a lot easier. I started learning ceiling shots before aerials, and it was very hard for me to learn the ceiling shot, so I stopped focusing on the ceiling shot and then started focusing on aerials. After I got aerials down, I went back to ceiling shots and I found that it was 10 million times easier to hit. Like, they are so easy. I know what to do. I know when to flick. You just need to know the basics, and all those hard shots will come like a lot easier to you than you would think. The next mechanic that you might want to learn, I guess, would be just general defense. Because if you don't know how to defend, if you don't know how to block a ball, or I guess defend. If you don't know how to defend, how are you supposed to save nets? How are you supposed to not lose? Because if the enemy keeps just pouring goals over and over and over into your net and you can't save them, how are you supposed to win? So you need to go basic goalie training, I guess. Basic shooting. You need to know how to shoot. That's a big one. If you don't know how to shoot, you won't be able to do anything. Like, if you don't know where to flick into the ball or where to hit the ball, you won't know how to do any of those high-level mechanics. You need to know, alright, I got to come around here, and now I got to cut at this angle and score. Like, you need to know how to do that. If you don't know how to do that, there's literally no way you can do anything else. So that is the basic mechanical side of Rocket League. That's tip number 2. Let's get into tip number 3. Alright, so tip number 3 I think is a very important one. It's all about, I guess, game sense. Game sense is a very interesting thing also, because it allows you to, if you have good game sense, you know what's going on around the field. You know where your enemy is, you know your teammate is, you know if your teammate can make the save or if your teammate can't. It basically just knows, you know what's going on the field. If you don't know game sense, it's kind of a hard thing to learn because it only comes from experience. So you just need to practice. I guess the best way to practice is to just hop into a threes match and just look at what's going on the field and just learn. It is very easy. It doesn't take that long. It's not that hard. It's not as hard as I'm making it sound, but it's actually a very simple thing to do. You just got to play more. And a big thing, people are like, how do I get better? I just started the game. How do I get better? Play. You play the game. You actually legitimately play the game. You just play. More hours will give you more experience, which will give you more skill. At that point, then you need to start learning the high level mechanics, because you know how to play the game and your game sense. You know what your controls do. You know how to control your car, all that good stuff. So you just need to play more. Honestly, all you have to do is just play more. You don't push yourself into trying to learn a flip reset or an air dribble bump or whatever, all that crap. Just play the game. That's all you have to do. So that's my tip number 3. Game sense. How to get game sense? Play the game. Just get more hours. The more hours you put into the game, the more practice you put in the game, the better you'll become. It's that simple. And then once you have a lot of hours, then you can start learning high-level mechanics like, I guess, air dribble, ceiling shot, air dribble bump, all that good stuff. So once you have a basic idea of the game, you can do all that stuff. If you just put your mind to it, you can do it. All you have to do is just play. Just play the game. That's how I did it. All I did was play. I just put countless hours of gameplay into my ability, and I did it. And that's, I don't consider myself an insane player. I'm only high diamond. I'm not a grand champ or whatever, but I believe I can get there one day. You just have to play more. So that's my tip number 3. That's probably my final tip. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the video, if you didn't like the video, dislike. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Subscribe. If you want to support me, you can subscribe. I'm not forcing you to subscribe. You don't have to if you don't want to. But if you have any questions, if you have anything I want to do, if you have any video ideas or anything you want me to teach you, feel free to comment. I might make a video on it. I probably will. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you get better on your journey in Rocket League. I hope you don't get what is saved every 2 seconds. And yeah. Peace out.